In what ways is your media product used, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? Well, we were spoofing a horror film, so we took some conventions from films like Poltergeist, where the film starts innocently but then turns badly. So we started the whole opening of our film with having no connection to a horror film at all, except for we used the fonts which were in red to kind of symbolise blood and danger in the start of the film, and there were hints afterwards where there's hallucinations of our interpretation of Satan, and we challenged the conventions of a stereotypical rock star that they abuse a lot of drugs and alcohol and have a lot of groupies and they're arrogant about their work, and then we had a manager of the band who's mostly interested in the money he's making and things like that. There were other things we wanted to add into our opening but we weren't able to, such as we were going to have a drug dealer backstage and we were going to have a whole stage performance too, but we couldn't get permission to do that, so we had to edit it a bit. And yeah. How does your media product represent particular social groups? We're trying to represent rock stars and how stereotypically they abuse a lot of drugs and drink a lot and have reckless fun. We took inspiration from famous rock stars such as Slash and Nikki Sixx, who are well known for doing a lot of drugs and overdosing and still carrying on with their careers and finding it fun and making jokes or even songs in Nikki Sixx's case. And we're also representing how in the film it's his girlfriend that is more sensible and wants to get him on stage and stuff. What kind of media institution might distribute your media product and why? I think companies such as New Line Cinema, who produced Tenacious D, and companies like Dimension Films that did films like Scary Movie might distribute our film, as our film's a similar genre as it's a spoof of the musical business and it's also a comedy horror, so I think it would go along with the type of films they've released previously and they might want to distribute it. Oh look, I changed my shirt. Magic. Okay. Who would be the audience for your Magic Media product? It'd have a mainly teenage audience, as it contains a lot of drug references and the music is more towards a teenage audience than a mature adult audience, but it would appeal to adults too as it's a comedy horror, so they might appreciate some of the conventions, and there's references to older bands such as Guns N' Roses and Motley Crue, so older audiences that were around with those bands would appreciate the film too. And I think mainly anybody interested in comedies and music and musicals and playing music, and yeah, they all pretty much enjoy it. How did you address/attract your audience? Well, we had little references to bands that our audience may enjoy, and we tried to attract them with little references to Guns N' Roses, such as the hat on the table referencing Slash and the Guns N' Roses scarf, and then the other audiences would appreciate maybe the drug references that might indicate how he was almost playing on the kind of Charlie Sheen lifestyle too, and that would just kind of address the audience and make sure they know straight in the first opening few seconds of the film exactly what to expect from it and what the film would be about. And yeah, and we had live music playing too, which would attract the musical audience, and the whole concert scene would address the whole audience that are interested in that kind of career path or area of work. What have you learnt about technologies from the process of constructing this product? Well, before we filmed this, we didn't really have much experience using iMovie and editing the whole clips and stuff like that and adding all the effects. We did do our preliminary task and we learnt a lot from that, but I think this experience of making this film taught us a lot more. We were able to change the parts where we had the POV shots where Marty was drunk and high and stuff, and we changed it to make it blurred and distorted, and then the sound over the top as well. We learned how to change the volumes to make certain parts of the clip louder, such as the music was louder than the sounds heard in the corridor, and the audience chanting was quieter than the dialogue. And I think that using iDVD to make the DVD too was a new experience, and we weren't really sure how to use that to its best potential when we first started, but after trying it out a few times we kind of got the hang of it and it went okay.